Hey, this is Coach Joe of Joe Bala Fitness. I am a DECA affiliate. As you can see, I'm inside the walls or the gym here at CrossFit of Fremont. I have a DECA event weekend coming up January 25th and 26th. We're about 2 days away, or less than 2 days away. I get a lot of questions as a trainer, as a coach, about Zone 2 training. So hopefully this video is going to be of help to you. If it does help you, give me a thumbs up or a like, a heart, a fist bump, whatever you want to do. Send me a comment. But please follow me on Instagram, connect with me on LinkedIn, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it because that helps me know that you are finding what I'm producing for you helpful and useful, so that I can continue doing this for you. Here's the answer, or here's my answer to your question on Zone 2. So if you are tracking or able to track your heart rate, and you have a device like an Apple Watch, or you have another type of tracker like a MyZone. I don't have my MyZone on me right now, but that's another way, or Whoop. What else? Fitbit, anything. Go on Google and calculate what is your Zone 2 heart rate. And that's gonna be based on your max heart rate. Also your age, and so on. So once you figure out what your Zone 2 range is, then it's just a matter of remembering what the heart rate range is and staying in that range while you are doing your cardiovascular work. So how should you feel when you do Zone 2 cardio? You should be at a pace where it's brisk enough that it feels challenging, but we are full on talking. You know, we're having a conversation. When I run with my clients, I'm most of the time the one talking while we're running, and they're over here trying to keep up with my pace, because I'm at a different heart rate range in Zone 2 than they might be. So I might be going a little faster because my heart rate base is lower. My heart rate max may be higher. So you never want to compare, apples to oranges when you're training Zone 2 with someone, because we're all built differently. I'm, an X-Men, just kidding. But I am a different athlete than athlete B or C or D or E. Okay, so you never want to compare apples to oranges. So that's why I said at the very beginning of this video, do me a favor and figure out what is your Zone 2 range. What's your minimum? What's your max? You basically are going to stay in that range as you're running, or as you're doing cycling, rowing, air bike, skier, whatever it is, hiking, walking, right? So if you're walking at a brisk pace and you're hitting Zone 2, I applaud you, because I struggle with that. I need to jog or run, right? So it's different for me. If I'm on a bike, I'll turn up the resistance way up so I can feel like my heart rate is in that Zone 2 range. If I'm going so easy, so light on the bike, I can't get into Zone 2. I have to push myself to get there, okay? With that said, I usually have been, or as of late, been using my Apple Watch. So what I'm gonna do is show you on the screen here, how do I get Zone 2 data while I'm running, okay? So I'm gonna show you that here in a second. I'm gonna flip the screen, okay? Hopefully you guys can see that screen. This is my home screen of my Apple Watch. All I gotta do is hit this workout button. So I set it up where my home screen is effectively showing all the important data to me, or easily accessible data. So I'm gonna hit this workout button. I've already set up my runs to programmed my outdoor run workouts to be Zone 2. How did I do that? I went into this ellipses button. By default, you normally see open. Hopefully that's clear. And then what I did is I went into custom, the very bottom here. Let me scroll. I said here, I went to create workout. And then under create workout, I said custom. And then I added work. I said open. And then, oh, sorry, not open. Let me undo that. Yeah, so I did open, sorry. And then I labeled this right here, zone 2. Oop, it took up everything I said, but you get the picture. Okay, so you name interval name zone 2, but the thing I want you to look at is this target. So you tap target, and then you scroll and you'll see heart rate. Whoop, wrong one. Heart rate. And then you notice right here as you scroll, right there, see that 2 in teal? That's zone 2. So for me, this is my zone 2 heart rate range. I've been training zone 2 for quite a bit of while now, intentionally, over the last, let me think, year plus, like pretty consistently. So my zone 2 used to be a lot higher than what you see on the screen here. So my range has improved because I've been working on zone 2. I've actually been also working on zone 3 and also hit the higher rate zones, which are zone 4 and 5. So I do a mix of training to give me variety and avoid me getting bored, but also just to try to get my heart health a little bit better. So I can run better, so I can do better at DECA, at Spartan Race, at Ninja Warrior. And also just when I train, when I do CrossFit, when I do any type of training, honestly, movement. Okay, so pick zone 2, and then you scroll down. Oh, sorry, not scroll down. So you've already picked heart rate. You pick zone 2, there's that checkbox. And then you go, I think you go back. Yeah, so now it says HR zone 2. So that's exactly what I did to get it to set up. And then I'm gonna save that setting. So now, after I saved it, it says there HR zone 2. All right, and then I give it a custom title or zone 2 name, and then I'll say create workout. Okay, so that's essentially how I created what I showed you at the very beginning, which was outdoor run zone 2. Hopefully that's clear. Let me know if you have questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So when you go into your Apple Watch, hit outdoor run zone 2 because you created it. It's a custom workout. And then let's just, for example, start my workout. Okay, so I'm gonna start my workout. I'm out there running. Obviously, when you start a running workout, you're not gonna get into zone 2 right away unless you sprint. But after some time, it's gonna give you some data, right? So here it is. It's tracking my heart rate. I'm just touching the back of this watch. Obviously, that's not the proper place, but it would sit on my wrist and it would measure my heart rate. So I'm gonna scroll on the screen up, right? Or use this scroll on the side, right? And there's the screen that says, hey, you're in zone 1. So what was the intention of the workout? I actually wanna get into zone 2. So if I was to run and increase my heart rate, I'll get that green zone basically, or I think it was teal, whatever color that was when I programmed it. Once I'm in that teal or zone 2, this heart rate is going to be higher. And my job as an athlete is to watch and manage my intensity. Like, how hard am I running? Again, at the very beginning of the video, I said you should run at a conversational pace and brisk enough where you feel like the intensity is in that range that we talked about. What is your zone 2 heart rate range? Okay, hopefully that's helpful to you. Just remember, stay in that heart rate of zone 2 most of the time. If it jumps to zone 3, totally fine. Don't worry, don't stress. If it drops to zone 1, don't worry, don't stress. Just work your way up in terms of intensity, or work your way down, lower your intensity till you get back into zone 2. The goal is, when I first started out, I was trying to get time in zone of zone 2. I was starting out with 30 minutes. And it was hard initially because I'm used to running faster and I'm used to running harder. And, that's not the goal. The goal, I'm used to running harder, I'm used to running faster, but that's not the goal. The goal is, can I stay in zone 2 with the time in zone at the metric that I'm trying to set, which is 30 minutes, right? So that's my time goal. So over time, you'll get to the point where it's going to you get to the point where over time it's going to hang out at zone 2, and you'll see this time in zone to be 30 minutes. Another time you want to maybe hit 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45, an hour. Right now I've worked my way up over time to be an hour plus, sometimes at zone 2. Is it boring? Yes. What do I do when it's boring? I put on a podcast. I listen to a podcast episode. Most of them today are about 60 minutes on the longer side, maybe 2 hours sometimes on the much longer side, or 30 minutes to 45 minutes on the shorter side. So why do I listen to podcasts? Because it perfectly correlates with what I'm trying to do with my zone 2 cardio. So whatever means that I want to do zone 2 cardio in, whether it's walking, hiking, jogging, running, cycling, ski erging, rowing, biking. Did I said biking? Maybe I said biking. Assault biking, air biking, whatever biking, right? Use that tool to get your heart rate into zone 2 and manage it. That's all it is. Hopefully that's helpful. This is Coach Joe signing out. Drop me a comment, like, heart, subscribe, follow, connect. I'll be happy to produce more content, and thumbs up.